Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Last minute. I was setting up for a while, and yet the last minute. Hey, Infinite One, you're first, yeah. Stephen, Tony, Joe, Francine. Hey, Francine, Gloria Cote, Kenny, Rumpelstiltskin, Didymos. Yeah, man. Francine, Diane. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, everybody, everybody's in. We got some peeps. I think we're just a few days away. I think Wednesday, I'll get the main channel back. A favorite color, man, orange. I'm a sucker for orange, but that's why the Hare Krishna is always. I was always jealous of those guys. They got to wear orange. Hey, Robin. Yay, orange. Yeah. But in truth, I saw the blue and the red sky in my that I see every night. I sort of remembered this, that it was a weird thing because I thought it was like off planet, and then it turns out it's just right here in New York City. Yeah, man. So okay, so I'm gonna start with the story, and then I just watched an old Charlie Freak. I don't know who I don't know who Charlie. I mean, I think I know who Charlie Freak is. I don't know who was narrating the thing, but they went through the whole thing about how Trump got the world to capitulate and how this is all post game. We're just watching the wrap up. I mean, the game has already been won. I mean, according to this video, completely. I mean, all the countries have capitulated. All the bad guys are already in jail. A lot of them. Maybe there's some left. But can you hear me? I haven't used my, let me see. I check my sound. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot easier when I can hear myself. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, good. Yeah, but I'm hard of hearing. I wear a hearing aid, and I grew up with my father was hard of hearing, so I'm like hard of hearing people talk loud because they can't hear themselves. So if I can hear myself, I don't see when you're doing this kind of gig, it's better to talk not so loud than, I mean, loud distorts the sound. It's so the really good broadcasters, I mean, I was never trained professional. I'm just like kind of doing it on the job. The really good broadcasters, they speak, they have a voice, a really good voice. I mean, I can do it sometimes. Yeah, you saw that video? I just put it on our Intel channels because it was so powerful. Where the Great Awakening. Charlie Freak is a man who told us the Great Awakening story, and also said Charlie Freak is a fraud. Oh, this is a fraud. Said Charlie, this is a fraud. I'm not sure. Can't find. Well, I've just put it on our Intel channel, so you can, if you can't find it, go to the show more below the video, and go to the main Kabbalah Guru channel. It'll be the last post on that channel. It'll also be on the Kabbalah Guru Intel chat thing, but it may not be the last one. We're rounding for you, and we're heading for the finish line. Finally, life got interesting. Yeah. Pop goes a balloon. Yeah. Are you collecting Homer? Yes, I'm collecting. Hey, Genesis. That's how my sister spells her name. God bless my sister, man. God, she's been through so much. Oh my God. All right. So I'm gonna just, okay. So first I'm gonna tell my heartwarming story. Yeah. Okay. So let me tell my story, my story that God always likes to teach me lessons. I mean, I'm continually learning over the same lesson that, it's, you go through, it's like Groundhog Day, right? You keep going through the same thing until you figure it out. So I told my mother that I found some sea glass on the beach. She said, you should pick it up. It's rare. Sea glass is a rare thing now. People collect sea glass. I said, "Interesting." I didn't know. Anyway, so Shabbos, I had such a peaceful Shabbos. My son didn't show up, so I was just by myself. Right. So I started to look. That's the keyword. I went to look for sea glass. I remembered finding it in one place during my walk. I walk about I don't know if it's a couple miles stretch back and forth along the beach. And I didn't know where, I don't remember where I saw it. So a gallon of sea glass, yeah. I don't know. It's like one of those weird things, you collect like my mother used to collect these little orange shells, and she would put them in. I have the lamp is like the lamp here's from my mother. My mother gave me this lamp, and it's full of beads, but it could be full of shells. I mean, she would typically fill it up with these beautiful shells that she found in Cape Cod. Anyway, so I went to look for sea glass. I said there was one place that seemed to have a lot of sea glass. So I was trying to figure out where that place was. So I walked along the whole stretch. I didn't really see any sea glass. I'm saying, like, what's up with that? And then it occurred to me. I thought to myself, because I remembered when I was in Tennessee, my friend Jim took me looking for morels, a type of mushroom that the locals call landfish because it has a slightly fishy taste. But morels are very hard to see. You could be standing on top or like right over a morel and not see it, right? Hey, Key Wester. So, so I thought to myself, and I remember going land fishing with Jim. On his property. He knew where to look for these morels. These are like mushrooms that are delicious that have like these Swiss cheese holes in the cap. So we went looking for morels, and morels are like you could be looking at a morel and not see it. They're so well camouflaged. You have to understand how to perceive it. It's kind of a perception thing. So I said, and I went through the whole beach. I said, I'm not finding the sea glass. And then it occurred to me, I'm looking for sea glass. I'm not finding sea glass. So I thought to myself of the thing with the morels, with the mushrooms, that you have to find them, not look for them. So I said, "You know what? I'll bet as soon as I find one piece of sea glass, I'll see it all over, just like with the morels. Once you see one of them, once you find instead of if you're looking for something, you may never find it, but if you find something, if you just you determine, okay, now I'm gonna find a piece of sea glass." And lo and behold, in a couple of minutes, I found a piece of sea glass. And then I started seeing it all over the place. So, this is, more and more we're seeing that our reality is constructed by our minds. So if you're looking for something, if you need something, you may not find it. Or it may be difficult. It may just be, but once you get into the mindset of like, wow, I have it all, man. I'm good to go. I don't have to really worry about this thing. Like me finding this apartment. I mean, I tried and I tried and I tried. I couldn't find an apartment. I mean, I was pulling out my the hair, and finally, I gave up. I just said, you know what, I can't do it. I'm not finding it, and they won't let me live in these little crummy places, man. They won't accept my credit. I'm a credit risk. So I just gave up, and then, like a couple of weeks, I just said, "You know what? I guess I just have to stay here, stay with my situation." That was not good. It was not a pleasant situation. It was so bad that my son left home. He says, "I'm not staying with you guys." And like I said, we weren't arguing. It was just that there wasn't a warm, fuzzy feeling. It was just we were, so yeah. So I just said, "You know what?" But I kept getting the message on Shabbos. you still have to look. You have to find a place. I mean, on Shabbos, there's no interference. Shabbos, I'm not looking at I'm not making videos. I'm not, I'm kicking back. I'm just communing with source. So anyway, so I eventually, I said, okay, let me look one more time. And I just went online. I saw this place. I said, I'll take it. And that's it. So, I'm just saying that, like, if you're looking and you're getting frustrated and you're saying, when is it going to happen? I mean, I really think, I mean, personally, I think these people who are continually promoting the RV are doing a disservice to mankind. They're just that's just my personal opinion. I mean, nothing against them. I'm sure they feel they're doing the right thing, but it's like, or if you're waiting, you're not finding. It's so yeah, so if you're in fear and if you're in lack and you're feeling I'm so poor and when is the RV going to happen? It's like I'm desperate now, and it's not going to be. You're not going to have pleasant, God-filled days. You're not going to be finding your sense of joy and purpose and love. So that's where it's at. I think and also one other, like, just one. I'm getting all these, like, emails from, I was looking for a partner, and then I joined some dating services, and then I said, This is not for me," so I just quit, and I'm getting all these emails from them, like, I don't know, they want me to come back or whatever. I'm just like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not looking. I'm not interested. I'm really not interested." I mean, my God, I've been married 3 times. I'm gonna go out there and do, and let's go, I mean, how many times do you have to make the same mistake? It's like Groundhog Day, right? Um, anyway, so with that said, I started, after Shabbos, I just started finding it's happening, man. It's so happening. I mean, okay, so I went to the White Hat channel. This is the channel where the rubber hits the road. They only print the most, the truth. Okay, so it says, I'm going to read it in order of where we haven't read. This one we read and this one we read. Why are they saying we haven't read it? I don't know. They want me to read it again. I'm not going for. Okay, let me just read the two that I haven't read, and then we'll go back. There's just the info is just pouring out, and I'm seeing a lot of things coming out about the kids and about this drug AC, and get rid of debt, man. I don't even deal with debt. I have lots of debt. I just ignore it. I mean, it's even better than getting rid of it. I also don't deal with the IRS. I just, I appreciate what you're saying, Scott, but you know, we could. I don't. I just, that's my ex-wife is still saying, if you want something, you should save for it. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't really feel like that. I feel like I want to live today. I want to eat something today. If I went by that thing of paying off my debts first, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. It makes total sense. It makes total sense to pay off your debts. Totally in the rational world. Um, just not into it, man. Just not into it. I know it's crazy and it doesn't make logical sense, but when they took my job, they told me, "You're not getting unemployment. You can't work again. You'll never get another job." I said, "You know what? I'm not paying my taxes, and I'm not paying my credit card bills, and I'm not paying anything to you criminals until you stop abusing children." How about that? Just saying. I'm not saying, I'm not a financial advisor. Um, you know, okay, anyway, so here we go. EMP, magnetic pulse, military weapons, EMP blast for 2 years, Cue the Storm Rider and several Patriot channels have been warning of an EMP weapon to be used in the U.S. and world to create havoc, chaos. We're now approaching 0 hour. These Chinese spy balloons are not spy recon operations like the DMMSN is reporting. The balloons are EMP weapons, and the Biden regime, BO, CCP allies getting ready to assert EMP to take down the U.S. and South America grid and cause chaos. They're currently doing EMP test flights with the balloon and testing the EMP balloons. CCP, NATO, DS, U.S. military regime, all the bad boys, right, are preparing to create a full war against China. World War CCP wants this war so they can remove G. I think it's you pronounce it. Is that right? Is it G? G or Chi? I don't know. The U.S. military was given orders not to shoot down the spy balloons. The Chinese already know where they are. They already know where all the U.S. missile silos are in Montana. They don't need this. The White Hats knew these events were coming long ago and let the DS do this. The U.S. Space Force operations connected to military operations have long ago asserted these events happening now. Cheyenne Mountain Military Command is well aware of what's happening and letting this current U.S. captured operations by the CCP and BO, et cetera, take place. Everything is leading to military intervention, and U.S. military courts will go after the DS U.S. military captured operations in tribunals. These current events happening will clean the United States of foreign occupation and foreign countries as CCP buying U.S. territory. I've long told of these events coming and happening. Trump, Mr. T, keep watching T. He's publicly telling you everything he's going to do. Everything leads to military 11.3, law of war. Military is the only way. Peter Daszak. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to read this anyway. Is getting more and more exposed as Jim Jordan is currently with Congress and Senate getting ready to go after Daszak, Eco Health Alliance, and their connection to gain of F. Okay, so Andrew Huff spills the beans to Mike Adams about all the bad things these guys are doing. Huff began in the military. He found out all these bad boys, and everyone believes that Dr. F was responsible, but the truth of the matter is this goes much deeper than that, obviously. Huff was used to link. Okay, the story is beginning to pick up traction, and Musk is expected to capitalize on the story this month, as is Joe Rogan. Red pills behind the scenes. Jim Jordan, Senate, Congress are coming after Eco Health Alliance. This is what I've been waiting on for a year, as I knew this was coming. Okay, so this is big news, but I think even bigger news, what I'm seeing after coming back from a peaceful, very peaceful and quiet and lovely Shabbos, where I was just by myself, my best friend, and it was freezing up here, man. I really slept well. I slept longer than I usually do, which was very pleasant. And I had dreams, which I'm starting to dream again. I think I'll have to get my things, but there's one of these patches. You'll have to ask which one. I'm not sure. One of these patches is starts with an A, and it's good for skin and dreams, I think. I can never remember which is which. That's why I've had Dr. Stacy come on every Tuesday for the last couple of weeks, and she's going to come on for the next couple of weeks, 3:30 every Tuesday, and she explains what each one does. She explains it. She's so patient with me. She explains it over and over again, and I'm always asking, which one does this? Which one is for this? I think these things are really cool. Anyway, where you see one, Right. But the thing is, like, where you see one morel mushroom in the wood, they're usually more all around, right? But it's a short season, right? And it's like if you see one, you can start seeing them all. But the first one, that's what I'm saying with the sea glass. Until I saw a piece of sea glass, I wasn't fine. I was looking for sea glass and I couldn't find it. Then I said, let me find a piece of sea glass, and I saw a piece of sea glass, and then I saw it all over the place. I don't know how you're gonna have to ask Dr. Stacy. They're all different prices. They're how much chart for each of these? You're gonna have to call Dr. Stacy and ask her. I'm not sure. Like, if, yeah, it could be. You know, each they're different. They're different ones. The X39 I think is like the most common. This is maybe what you want. This is what I started with, and then I started then. Nirmala recommended some other ones, so I'm putting on ones at night and ones a day. I mean, I'm like the patch guy, man. Um, and doing ASEA, and I'm about to unpack my Purium package. Tomorrow, I'm going to unpack it with Ian. So we'll have a good food source. So I think between these three products, and again, you know, only do it if you want, only if you feel it's, you know, I'm not pushing anything. It's not my style. Mel was like, you know, Mel Carmine. I went to Mel Carmine's show and got him into this ASEA stuff, and he's just like, go out there, guys, and yeah, it's like, um, I'm basically, you know, I'm just trying to survive the YouTube purge. I'm hoping that I don't really understand if the white hats are in control or not, but I got a copyright strike against singing my own songs. I mean, I don't get that. You know, how do you get a copyright strike against singing your own original songs? So I think YouTube is like the AI needs to be. I guess you know maybe the white hats are letting people see this to the last minute, but I you know, I want my channel to grow so that I can because I'm now doing like a two-pronged, I have 2 fronts now. I wanna keep doing this Intel channel, the live show, but I'm focusing my short videos on, like, more normie type people. Like, I want the normie I wanna write I'm putting out videos that are more, like, for you know, like, is there a war going on? Is why do people say it's all a movie? This kind of thing. Give yourself permission. Yeah. Um, thank you. Yeah. I have to practice my guitar. I'm a little insecure about my guitar. I just haven't practiced. I got to get my chops together. It's just embarrassing for me. But you know, someone who collects historic sea glass. Interesting. But anyway, so, yeah, so it's happening, man. I mean, it's happening there. So this Charlie Freak video, I think it's worth watching again. I watched it at, you know, 2 times speed because it was fast, but he just talked about that Mr. T is totally in control, and it's all a show now. Everything is a show. So let me go and what I'm seeing, which is new as far as I'm concerned, is that is that they're really talking about the harvesting of um, human products more openly. So people are about to get an earful of what's really going on the planet. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is about the kids. Unite. Okay, so here's now we're going on to our main channel. Excuse me. United we stand, strong together. We are honored. ANONS. ANS are selfish, nameless, faceless, fameless, and fearless. We are grateful. Yes, indeed. This is a picture of Kash Patel with the American flag on his face. Dr. Andrew Huff, we just talked about him. The Russian Federation has requested my assistance with investigating the scientific things in the country U. Funny, the R government has asked me to help with their investigation. So interesting. Ring, Xi Jinping. Hello? Sir, the B regimes shot down our spy balloon. Jinping. When? After we got all the info we needed 7 days later. That's just silliness. I mean, this is all a show. I mean, watch the Charlie Freak video. I think it's very reassuring and very timely. Yeah, everyone's Jadzian 60. Everyone wants to know when the EBS is going to come out. They're saying maybe after the Super Bowl, maybe, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't even want to even say that I think it's this date or that date, because it really, for us, it really does not matter. I mean, the EBS does not matter. It doesn't matter for us, but I know what you guys are thinking. I know what my bestie says. She says it's not for us. She wants all the other people that have been telling us that we're crazy and we're insane to wake up to what's really going on. And yeah, I get that. But I still think it's like, yeah, the Super Bowl will have a huge audience. I still think it's like, for us, man, we do not need an EBS. We are the EBS. We know about this stuff. You found it? Yeah. Yeah, it's on my, right, I have it on my channel. So they wake up. I know everybody wants it, but you know what? It's just not go Eagles. Yeah. The Eagles are coming. Which video? I put a video of Charlie Freak on my Intel channel, Tracy. How you doing? And to take down of Kabbalah, I want people to stop and think a little. Right, we all want people to stop and think. I would have to go back to college to be able to spell your name. Top of the evening. 8 balloons in the U.S. Oh, they could be setting up for black. What was that movie about the dirigible over the Super Bowl? Black Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, I know, Jadstern. We're all trying to tell people. I mean, you just have to meet them where they are. I actually got a telegram from a friend of mine from synagogue that I haven't seen in a while. I really respect this guy. He's a nice guy, and he's been sympathetic to my rantings in shul. I used to rant, when I was going to shul, I used to scream and yell about, this thing, don't do this, and so he asked me about the balloons. I said, I think it's just a big distraction. I think the white hats are just using this, but Eagles. I'm a big Tolkien fan, and I'm waiting for the Eagles. The Eagles are coming. And if I have any say, if I continue to live where I live, I'm going to somehow commission, once the bad boys are out of power. I shouldn't say that. Once the compromised ones are out of power, that I am planning with all my big money from Lobster to build a couple of Osprey towers off the boardwalk. I mean, I haven't seen an eagle here, and I'm sure their eagles would love to have, eagles and ospreys would love to have a perch around here. The Intel channel, if you go to the show more below the video, I list all the Intel channels and everything else, all kinds of cool stuff. My favorite move. I don't know what I don't I'm not sure what David's yeah, so anyway, yeah, thank you. Sure, Jessica. So it's all just, we're really watching a movie. I mean, that they keep telling us over and over again, but it's hard to remember that. Cape May, New Jersey. Nice. Yeah, I really like to see eagles. I mean, I when I used to go canoeing in Canada, I used to see eagles a lot, especially when I was by myself. I would see a lot of eagles. I had no one to go, look, there's an eagle. I'd have to say it to myself. Um, Glycerine, Maxwell stuff came out. Yeah, yeah. Mainstream. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think the MSM they're pretty well battered. I don't know how much longer they can eat in Sag Harbor. Tracy, if I had the time, I would definitely come out, man. I would love to see some eagles, but um, we have tons of eagles. Where, yeah, I didn't see the balloon. I was observing Shabbos all day. I was watching. I was looking out my window and napping and just generally having looking a little bit at Kabbalah things. So okay, so let's keep going with the intel here. Prepping for World War III, U.S. soldiers, low-flying choppers conducting realistic urban combat training over San Diego scared a lot of people. Shocked residents report hearing bomb-like booms, probably in the domes. Hey, we got a lot of folks tonight. That's nice. Training, that's it. Training the fake news. We always call it training until it is so obvious that it can't be ignored anymore. Training, yes, that's it. Training the fake news mockingbird. We'll always call it training until it's what are they talking about? They're talking about since the public are on the topic of China, let's share a video from the Ministry of Defense. Americans are largely unaware that China has been demanding for investigations into the U.S. stuff in the country I mean, according to Charlie Freakman, China has been neutralized. The CCP is no longer, and the people are very happy to see it go. All the escalations in geopolitics. This just show. I mean, I believe the Charlie Freak video. I mean, it makes sense to me. I do not believe that any of this stuff that's going on has any reality to it whatsoever. I just don't. I just believe that we're just watching. They're just trying to wake everybody up. And maybe at the Super Bowl, maybe the day after the Super Bowl, maybe 2 years from now, everyone's gonna wake up, but we're already, like, relatively awake. We're not s the people don't even know what a dumb is, and they're starting to learn about it. This is huge, and they're gonna have they're gonna, what's the word? Trot out? Tracy, help me with this, man. They're gonna bring out they're gonna trot out, isn't that the expression? They're gonna trot out all the bad boys, the bad boys that they let live in Gitmo. They're gonna trot them out, bring them out, and they're gonna confess. They're gonna say, "Yeah, man, we've been doing this stuff to kids, and it's not nice. It's a movie." Here's a new video out. I have to check it out. Yeah, I can't say the BAD boys anymore because I never know what YouTube is gonna come after me with anymore. I mean, I'm getting my main channel back in a few days, and I'm just trying to make enough money to pay my boys in, Nepal to get this stuff out there. I'm not like I don't, you know I'm not waiting for the RV so I can be a multimillionaire. I can buy a Maserati. I don't care about that stuff. I don't want a car. I don't need anything. I mean, I do have, I do have nice grocery bills, but I'm just like, I'm like, I want to eat. I want to eat good food. Now maybe when I get the Purium I'm going to open tomorrow. Maybe I can get organic food. I mean, I can't get really clean food so much. I mean, I can sort of pick and choose. You can get fairly clean food these days, but anywho, um, I don't need the RV. I really don't need to be a trillionaire, and we're not. It's not going to matter in a couple of years. We're all going to be like have tons of money. It's like I'm going to be fine. Stop worrying. Yeah, no, I'm just worrying that I'll have enough. I just want to keep my campaign running with because I'm starting a whole new basically campaign. I'm making videos that are more professional and they're really geared towards normies because I feel like I had a nice discussion with Catherine Edwards, and I was explaining to her that my little brother is in DARPA, and she said, "But don't you think he does this, he's doing what that he thinks he's helping the world?" And she's absolutely right. He really believes, and I know he's been in this country, and I know he knows everything about this. I mean, he's like a big expert on the bio thing, big expert. They've written books about my brother, made movies. The movie The Peacemakers about my little brother. So, does he think he's doing a good thing? I think he probably does. I think he thinks I'm a kook, and I think he's insane for doing this stuff, but they believe they're doing the right thing. I mean, this is what these 13 bloodline families have done. They've set up human beings to fight each other on all levels. So we think you're the bad guy, and it takes the focus off the real bad guys. The real bad guys are the 13 bloodline families that come from Cain and Abel, that are reptilians. The real bad guys are underground. They're the reptiles, and they're off planet, the Dracos. I mean, when you get down to it, I know this might put me in the lunatic fringe, but I don't think anymore it really does. I think this is an intergalactic war that's just playing out here, and we're about to be freed big time. We're coming into like an age of unbelievable. Right, you want freedom from stress. Yeah, exactly right. That's all of us want, Tracy. I mean, I totally agree. I don't need the money. I just want freedom from stress and the ability to travel with my son and have adventures, meeting awesome people of all kinds and cultures. Yeah, I'm with you, Tracy. That's it, man. I just don't want to. I never ever want to think about money. I still have, because of YouTube constantly toying with my livelihood. I'm constantly, I have to deal with this, and it's like there's nothing I can do about it, but except, I just have to keep moving on, and I have to be like Nachshon, and it's not a bad thing. Look, everything, brings you to the next step. That's what, I believe. Hashgacha pratis, divine providence. There is a source, there is a creator, and because of YouTube, I'm now moving to a slightly different strategy with my channel, and it's very exciting. It's great, and I'm sure it's going to be successful. I know it's going to be good, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know what can I say. We're trained from birth to worry. And like even though I'm always telling you guys not to worry, and I don't worry like I used to. I was a worried little man when I was a little kid. I was always worried. I'm not worried anymore like I was. I mean, it's never too late to have to have a happy childhood. Okay, so I'm having a happy childhood. Don't get me wrong. I love my life, but look at everything is about balloons, balloons, balloons. Come on, man. Balloons. The other thing that I examined recently was the Wizard of Oz story. Think of the Wizard of Oz story. The Wizard of Oz. I am the great Wizard of Oz. Get away from the curtain. It's like, come on, man. Um, and the straw man, the idea of the straw man. I mean, with the birth certificates, if you only had a diploma, if you only had a diploma, you'd be smart. The straw man, they trade our lives. They trade how many taxes, they're probably whoever traded on my card, man, is like kind of like going like, hey man, he didn't really measure up. He's not really paying his taxes like he used to. I'm saying, why would I want to pay taxes to an organization that uses it to abduct little ones and hurt them? Why would I want to do that? I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, really. Okay. Anyway, interesting that the balloons are storm related, right? It's like, look at the balloons, not at the real story. Mr. T mentions slam dunk and the case. The case had major issues and was certainly not a slam dunk. The biggest problem they had with the case is that I did nothing wrong. That's Mr. T talking. And here it says, bigger slam dunk charges coming, public understanding of events around the corner. That was in August of 2019. Bigger charges, slam dunk. Okay, so they mentioned slam dunk. So maybe that's a reference to it's coming. I'm taking XRP private at 420, funding secured. David Schwartz, $420 a share. That's pretty good. I wish I had my old XRP back, but such is life. I have lots of lobster investments, so maybe those will pan out. Not to mention, like I said before already, I don't think we're going to really need money. NSA courting thousands of fired woke big tech workers for intelligence activities. Thousands of terminated far-left big tech workers may soon have prominent positions in NSA. Just made this on TikTok as I was watching Charlie's latest Rumble and caught this. So maybe Charlie just came out with a Rumble, yeah? Second Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 2020 at Mount Rushmore. And there's a post about this game, this chess game called Fox 3. Queen to F3. This was never about Republicans and Democrats. You lied, Bush. This is about a guy who's freaking out. An ex-soldier is freaking out and screaming. I've been in his situation, man. I once did this to that Anthony Weiner was giving a public meeting in Crown Heights, and I just went ballistic. I just went crazy. I knew that this is even before he got arrested for all the things he did, but I knew he was a liar. And my poor little boy Mendel was like, Tati, why are you screaming? I'm like, I mean, and so I understand where this guy's coming from. He's screaming at Bush, I guess. He's saying, you did this, you did 911, all this. Okay, so this is an important post. I put this out on the channel too. Let me just see. It says, you get tested the most when it's time for you to elevate. Don't break. Okay, like then there's a picture of a lion. Just pictures of Trump. Okay, Intel Trump, Intel false flag, POTUS 100% insulated, expect fireworks, Justice Q. When we see things like that, I wonder what bill Congress is signing right now when they're shooting down the thing. The military jet using the call sign Frank is significant. Frank Luke Jr. was an American fighter ace in World War I, better known as the Arizona Balloon Buster. He is credited with shooting down 14 German surveillance balloons. Prepping for World War II. In San Diego, they scared people. Children being rescued. This is an important post that I put on the Intel channel too. This is from Captain Kyle. It's I don't know who this is, but somebody talking about the wow. I look like a real YouTuber, don't I? Don't I look like a real YouTuber with this background and the lighting? I got you know what my advanced lighting is? It's a lamp that my mother gave me. That's all I have. That's all I need. I mean, I bought these fancy lights once, and they were horrible. They were horrible. I mean, you just can't do what the experts tell you anymore. They just don't know. I mean, the round lights, they all have these round lights. They you see the round like a ring in your glasses. If you wear glasses, it doesn't work. Cool shirt. Yeah, my son brought this from Guatemala. The Rasta Guru, yeah. Mom knows best, right? It's a nice natural background, right? I mean, but this took a while to figure this out. I mean, this did not come easy because I had to buy a fancy camera, and I had to figure it took me weeks to figure out how to use this camera. But I'm like, you have to do everything yourself that you really want to do. You can't rely on experts. But I did look on YouTube to find this. And I don't want to say anything bad about my brothers and sisters in the photographic world, but like people in stores, they don't know what it's like. They're in the store and they're telling you what they think, what they've heard, what they've read, but until you're on the ground doing it, it's you have to do it yourself. You have to figure it out yourself, and that's like everything. Okay, I'm not even gonna. Oh, and they have a picture of Hillary, whatever. As many have mentioned in the chat, this U is the keystone to it all, and I agree. The dumb's tunnels around the world are connected to. It's the center of evil. Everything comes from human experimental facilities, Greys, reptilians, Alpha Draco, the N from Germany, the main hub. The DS are doing everything in their power to distract us from what's really being exposed and connected to. Why do you think the White Hats are letting the bad guys from their sold-out countries send monopoly money, weapons, tanks to you? It's because everything they send will be completely annihilated by Mr. Vlad. The fiat currency they're sending to the neo-ends isn't backed by anything, so it's completely worthless. The BRICS nations are completely destroying the petrodollar. We've been witnessing this over many months, and by corrupt countries sending all their worthless backed by air money to this country. It accelerates the global financial system to collapse faster. So let them send as much money as they want, because in the end of the day, we're going over to the gold standard. Every single country on earth is. As for the lamestream media, we should all know their playbook by now. I feel the events, false flags, are going to ramp up now because of what's coming out of with the science stuff. Also, the overwhelming amount of excessive deaths from this is being reported. They're all going to use everything in their power to hide it. Also, as we know, it's to wake up the masses so that when things do drop, it exposes the bad guys even more. I do believe the white hats are letting the MSM hang themselves so the masses don't trust them again. Moving forward, every time they lie, they're just adding another nail to their coffin. Everything is coming to a climax. You can feel it building up perfectly. It hasn't just been a war on Earth. This is intergalactic too. There are many layers to this. We haven't seen the full extent, only a very small percentage of what's going on. We have one shot and cannot make any mistakes. It's going slow because of the magnitude of what's happening behind the scenes. It's really so much bigger than we think. Even for the awake, there's going to be many shocks on the way. I know in my heart that we have already won the greatest war of our time. In the end, God always wins. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, it's 8:43. What time did I start? 7:45. Okay. I've been sitting here just watching this unfold. All I kept thinking to myself was the FAA, the Federal Aviation something, is still fenced in and surrounded by concrete barriers in Washington. To me, that says the military is in complete control of our sky. Is this optics? Is this the sky event or the shot heard around the world? I honestly don't know. But what I do know is that the whole world's eyes have been fixed on it and has witnessed the way it's been handled by Sleepy. Disgraceful how far and how long it can travel. What a wake-up call. It should have been to them. The world is laughing at us. This is from November 4th, 2017, a 17 post. Why did POTUS have military guards around him? Why is this relevant? Do military guards uniform typically assist the USSS? United States, I don't know, US. Why is this relevant? What flying object was recently shot down? Why is this relevant? How precise is geo-tracking? Why is this relevant? Alice in Wonderland. So this could be the big event. I don't know. What's today? Today is I don't have my calendar. It's the 4th, right? We're coming into the week of the Super Bowl. Big things could be happening. Brian Donalds. The U.S. is out of money. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. BRICS replacing SWIFT with XRP through secret company, USD hyperinflation inbound, the Bulls mentorship program. So XRP is coming. Radar has detected debris on the shot down balloon. People are effing stupid. Okay, breaking reports of third Chinese balloon flying outside U.S. I mean, this is just, it's comical. I mean, really? Okay, I have a question. Why did the missile trail just stop prior to impact? I'm not sure that would happen. So let's say it didn't hit the balloon and someone detonated the balloon to explode, thus making it look like the missile hit its target. If my thoughts are correct, why Why and who would do this? Any thoughts? Right now, minutes after shooting down the balloon, 4 presidential blue and whites and one being Sam 045 over Florida. Remember, SAM, Special Air Mission. So it could be that, I mean, JB is not in control of anything anyway. So it's just a wake up. It's just a movie. This is a funny one. Are you an Apple person? The CCP owns you. Little Tommy Cook sold you out and gave all your data inscription to the CCP. That said, Android is owned by the intelligence agencies. So what's the difference? Yeah, here's this thing, the takedown of Kabbalah from A to Z, July 2020. This is Charlie Freak's new channel. I managed to download all Charlie's previous videos before YouTube deleted everything. Okay, so I have that on. Is that the same one I put up there? I'll post this, you know what, I'll post this one on the Intel channel too. So you'll have both. Okay, and I'll put it on the kabbalahguru channel. Where's that? I can never find that one. Here we go, kabbalahguru. So I'm putting both Charlie Freak videos on the Intel channel. So I'll probably watch the other one. Yeah, I think so, Tracy. I think it's a big joke distraction. They shot it down over the Atlantic. Should have been the Pacific. Yeah, Charlie Freak is on Rumble and BitChute. Right. Yeah, I'm taking this from Rumble and BitChute. Thanks, Awakened One. Look, you're not there. Yeah. I have my wand out. What's on this channel? I like how I get Telegram notification. Oh, that's interesting. You get Telegram notification, but not YouTube notification. Yeah, you know, it's pretty amazing how they've allowed us, like someone like me, I'm not even that tech savvy, and yet, but over the course of time, we managed to develop all these Telegram channels, and we're on Rumble, and now I'm on. You know, I have my guys in Nepal have me on Instagram and TikTok and Birdland. I mean, it's just like, it's really becoming like just amazing thing. Thanks, John. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like trying to like beef up myself. Charlie Freak have some news tonight? No, I think this is old. Noticing a trend, people supposedly awake doing these videos where they're concerned about the length of the video, whining about interweb connections and spinning yarns about the video crazy title, no info. Yeah, we got some sharpshooters here. If you see a troll, man, take them out. Anywho, wow, we have over 1,000 people. That's beautiful. So, you know, keep coming to this channel. I've been posting. I should be posting videos every day, like short videos, and they're like really edited now. They're like a little more pro than I've usually been doing, and they're nice. You know, and you could share them with your normie friends. I mean, that's really the intended target. I mean, most of the stuff that I'm putting out now, you guys already know. I'm not putting out on my short videos. I'm not putting out like, the real time is, next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I mean, that kind of. I'm not. I'm doing that on the live shows. If I have any like real live hot intel about when things are going down, I'll let you guys know here. 'Cause we'll do it twice a day. But on these little shows, I'm making little, little videos to keep my company running, so that we can reach the normies. I mean, because it's a little more pro, and it's just like they're really to the point. I mean, they're being edited by professionals, not by me anymore. And they're putting a little, the fancy stuff in it, and it could, it could wake up. Look, if I wake up two normies, it could be one normie. That my goal when I first started, my whole goal when I first started in back when I was at the Davis Kid bookstore in Nashville, looking at esoteric books. Esoteric, is that what you call them? Um, Mystic books. I was thinking, I'm going to write a book. Now I'm seeing things on like Charlie Freak thing about Judaism and Christianity. I mean, we're all going to be in for like a lot of interesting information soon. Asked me to pull 10,000 from savings. Don't keep that much cash on hand. Yeah, no, you shouldn't keep that much cash on hand, because it's going to be, the cash is not going to be as acceptable as the money in the bank is going to be converted over to gold backed. So I wouldn't go pulling all my money out of the bank. I mean, I don't have to worry about that, but all right. So, oh, this is Kabbalah Guru channel. Yeah, I'm putting some cool stuff. If you go to the Kabbalah Guru channel, there's this thing from Captain Kyle Patriots about the drug AC. You may want, if you have any normies that you're still friends with, you may want to pass some of these videos on. I don't know. We got to wake up. It's time for all of us, like as a collective, to wake up the world. I mean, we've been. Thank you. We've been hanging with ourselves. We've been like an echo chamber here. We all know the deal. No, 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 no. I'm not having a hard time with groceries. No, not at all. No, I am treating myself to the because my son was coming for Shabbos, so I went out and spent a lot of money on groceries. No, I'm not. I'm not starving it by any means. I'm fine. The only reason I want money right now is to keep paying my friends in Nepal, so I can continue broadcasting in any way, shape, or form that I can. Uh, would be the event. Need some beats, yeah. No, I got everything under control, man. I got my source for beet juice. I got my coffee. Like I got fancy beef to eat, like from grass-fed cows, and I'm living large, man. I'm living the life. I got this cool pad that it's in a bad neighborhood, so it doesn't cost me that much. It's like people are like, "Wow, you got $1 million view." I'm like, yeah, but if you're like Tracy, right? If you're not used to the hood, man, it's like, you got to walk through the streets to get here. I'm used to the hood, so it's no biggie for me. But um, that's good to write down dreams. I'm also trying to do that. I had a dream last night about two 12-foot alligators that just went swimming by. They didn't bother anyone. I think I was having some kind of issues with something, and these two I remember being 12 foot. They looked more like 20 foot. They were really long alligators. A pair of them, they just went swimming by. Nice, Kevin. Yeah, I used to my last 2 wives ago was she was a dreamer. She could visit people in their dreams. She's always telling me, "Oh, I had sex with this guy and, that I used to know last night in the dream time." She would tell me. I was like, "Really? You have to tell me this?" Um, she was a character. Thank you. Yeah, you like the new ones? Yeah? Yeah, it's not because I have a real editor. There's no hood like a neighborhood, yeah. No, I listen, I don't have problems with, I never I've been living in the hood for, decades now. And I'm a retired, high school teacher, so I can always say, I s "Jamal, where's your homework? You want my money, but you don't have homework? Come on, man, I'm going I'm s you're going straight to the principal, and I'm calling your moms. You know what? And if you don't do what I tell you, me and some of my Jewish friends are gonna come over after school and buy your building, raise your rent. Maybe I'll visit your moms. Maybe you'll come home and I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV with your moms." So I know how to deal with, I'm not afraid. Um, yeah, well, I try to mix it up. I mean, I don't really try to do anything. I just let it flow through me. Stellar ferocity, yeah. All right, guys. So have a great rest of the night, and watch Jordan Peterson exposes the. Yeah, yeah. I think people they're gonna have to wake up. I think things are coming out fast and furious. Real raw honey, yeah. Make sure it's non-GMO. All right. So and don't forget, if you order now, you can get a free. Do I have? You can get a free container. I don't know if I have anything in here. Yeah, I do. You can get a free container of this, which is growing my hair back and making my skin look a few years younger. And don't forget your patches, right? And I'm gonna start talking about Purium tomorrow. I'm gonna unpack it with Ian. I'm gonna unpack it and figure out. I'm gonna start eating really good real organic food. So I'm excited about that. So, you know, I'm trying to spread out my income so I'm not so dependent. I just never know what YouTube is going to do. And I want to keep making these videos so that the normies can wake up. Maybe my little brother will see it. What he'll see, hey, that's Ellie. That's my brother. I don't know. Yeah, I know Francine. Francine always tells me. And Francine even told me that I was going to find this place, and I was just like, "Oh no, I'm never going to get a place now." Francine, thank you. All good. Yeah, I'll have my channel back in a few days. I'm sure everything will be okay. So no fly tonight. Yeah, the fly. Well, that was the wind. The wind died down. It was cold today. I was almost afraid I was going to get frostbite on my sea glass adventure. Spying on strategic areas. Yeah, they know where everything is. They have Google Earth. That's what they say. They know where all the silos are in Montana. It's all a show. Your brother will be rescued. Please God, we can talk again. And we used to practice wrestling together until he got bigger than me and started to really whoop me. But I taught him all the moves. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming, and God bless.